Is WWE about to make a big mistake with Jey Uso? In this video, I'm going to explain exactly what that mistake could be, whether WWE is likely to make it, and why it matters. So, let's dive right in. Triple H's booking of Jey Uso has been quite intriguing lately. Under Triple H's leadership, Jey Uso has reached new heights in his career. Jey is currently at his peak, both in terms of performance and popularity, and the positives of his current trajectory definitely outweigh any negatives. Jey Uso has blossomed into a much bigger star under Triple H than he might have been under Vince McMahon's booking. Initially, Vince McMahon gave Jey his first significant singles run, pairing him against Roman Reigns, the Tribal Chief, during the pandemic era. This period was crucial in establishing Jey Uso as a beloved main eventer that fans have come to know and love. However, it was truly under Triple H's guidance that Jey Uso began to break away from the bloodline and, more importantly, from his brother Jimmy Uso. In 2023, Jey made the move to Monday Night Raw and firmly established himself as a single star, a top-tier talent whose fan base and popularity surged impressively. He's now one of the most over-the-top guys on the roster, selling some of the highest merchandise numbers in WWE. This speaks volumes, especially considering he's competing against the likes of Cody Rhodes, Roman Reigns, CM Punk, and with John Cena set to return in January as another major contender. Jey Uso's rise as a singles competitor has been significant, showcasing his ability to stand out even in a crowded and competitive environment. Recently, Jey Uso won the Intercontinental Championship, a title that has seen numerous changes lately. Gunther held the Intercontinental title for an impressive 666 days before losing it to Sami Zayn. Sami then enjoyed a multi-month reign before Braun Strowman took it at SummerSlam. Jey Uso reclaimed the title a few weeks ago from Braun Strowman and is set to defend it again on an upcoming episode of Monday Night Raw. This title run has been pivotal in solidifying Jey's status as a top singles competitor and has provided him with a prestigious championship to bolster his legacy. Braun Strowman, who transitioned from a dominant heel to a more complex character, teased being a babyface before reverting to his heel persona. Heading into his match against Jey Uso, there's a significant amount of heat involved. This match is scheduled to be the main event of Monday Night Raw, making the outcome particularly intriguing. Strowman's character evolution adds layers to the storyline, and his rivalry with Jey Uso promises to deliver high-stakes drama and intense action for the fans. On this week's episode of Monday Night Raw, there was a backstage segment where Jimmy Uso approached Jey, offering his support and apologizing for past actions. However, Jey was reluctant to accept Jimmy's help, especially after their disastrous WrestleMania 40 match earlier this year. This tension sets the stage for a potential storyline where WWE might make a critical mistake. The strained relationship between the Uso brothers adds emotional depth to the narrative, making any potential fallout even more impactful. So, what is this big mistake that WWE could be making? I believe WWE is about to make it. With the Bloodline War Games event approaching, WWE might decide to pull the trigger on a significant storyline. My prediction is that Braun Strowman, whom they see as a potential main eventer for the next several years, will defeat Jey Uso for the Intercontinental Championship. I think they're going to do this with the help of the Bloodline. It's possible that they'll target Jey Uso by costing him the Intercontinental title, effectively pulling him back into the fold of the Bloodline once again. This could mean that WWE is planning to have Jey align with the original Bloodline members Roman Reigns and Jimmy Uso, potentially bringing Sami Zayn into the mix regardless of how they proceed towards War Games at Survivor Series next month. In essence, I believe Jey Uso is about to lose the Intercontinental title, and here's why I think it's a major mistake. One option WWE has is to have Jey Uso defend the title against Braun Strowman or arrange a rematch, which I have no problem with because Braun deserves a rematch like any champion. Instead of dropping the title, WWE could simply keep it on Jey and find another way to involve the bloodline. They could attack Jey after the match or develop another storyline down the road. This way, Jey Uso could still remain aligned with the original bloodline, maintaining his connection with Roman Reigns and Jimmy Uso, while also potentially bringing Sami Zayn along for the ride. Another approach could involve Jey being part of War Games, competing in a 4-on-4 or similar match, without having to lose the Intercontinental Title. This would allow Jey to continue his singles run while still being part of the Bloodline story arc. Alternatively, WWE could introduce other elements or characters to create tension and conflict without necessarily forcing Jey to drop his title. For instance, they could bring in someone like Hayo, though I must stress that they should avoid bringing in Haku to wrestle. Haku is a legendary figure, and using him in this context wouldn't make sense. Instead, they might consider other emerging talents to add intrigue to the storyline. The real issue here is that WWE doesn't need to have Jey Uso abandon his singles run and return to being a tag team specialist with Jimmy Uso just to aid his family. There's no need for him to drop the Intercontinental title, a historic and prestigious championship that has been revitalized under Triple H's leadership and Gunther's reign. This could be done purely for the sake of the storyline, but it's unnecessary and could undermine Jey's accomplishments as a singles competitor. Furthermore, it's not essential for Jey Uso to cease his singles success and revert to being a tag team wrestler with Jimmy Uso. I hope WWE doesn't make this mistake because it would dilute Jey's hard-earned status as a top singles star. Instead of forcing Jey back into the tag team division, WWE could continue to build him as a singles competitor while still integrating him into the Bloodline's narrative in a more organic way. This approach would preserve the integrity of his singles run and maintain the momentum he has built over the past year. I believe WWE views Jey Uso as a strong Intercontinental Champion, which serves to silence critics who have seen him lose significant matches against top opponents for other major titles. By giving him the Intercontinental title, they provide him with a prestigious accolade that enhances his reputation and gives him a platform to showcase his abilities further. It's a way to keep him relevant and respected while also allowing him to continue competing at a high level. However, the concern is that WWE might not fully appreciate the value of keeping Jey Uso as a single star. Instead of letting him continue to shine and build his legacy, they might decide to manipulate his title reign in a way that ultimately diminishes his achievements. This could involve having him lose the Intercontinental title to Braun Strowman with the involvement of the Bloodline, forcing him back into a more traditional role within the faction rather than allowing him to continue his upward trajectory as an individual performer. If WWE proceeds with this direction, it would not only be a mistake for Jey Uso's career but also for the overall storytelling within the company. Jey Uso has proven that he can stand on his own, attract fans, and deliver compelling performances. Forcing him back into the tag team division would be a step backward, hindering his potential to reach even greater heights within WWE. It would also limit the possibilities for his character development and the kinds of storylines he could be involved in as a top singles competitor. Moreover, WWE has a history of undervaluing talented singles wrestlers by relegating them back to tag team roles or other less prestigious positions. In Jey Uso's case, this would be particularly disappointing given how much he has grown and how much potential he has shown. His ability to draw fans, sell merchandise, and perform at a high level makes him a valuable asset as a singles competitor, and it's crucial that WWE recognizes and nurtures this potential rather than undermining it. I hope that WWE decides to keep Jey Uso as the Intercontinental Champion and continues to build him as a single star. He has proven himself capable of holding his own against some of the best talent in the company, and his reign as Intercontinental Champion is a testament to his skill and charisma. By maintaining his status as a singles competitor, WWE can continue to showcase his talents and provide fans with exciting matches and storylines that highlight his strengths. Additionally, Keeping Jey Uso in the singles division allows for more dynamic and varied matchups, which can enhance the overall product. It also opens up opportunities for Jey to challenge for other major titles in the future, potentially setting him up for a world championship run. This would not only benefit Jey but also enrich the WWE landscape by adding another top-tier performer to contend for the highest accolades in the company. In conclusion, I believe WWE is at a crossroads with Jey Uso's character development. The potential mistake lies in forcing him back into the tag team division or having him lose the Intercontinental title in a way that diminishes his singles success. Instead, WWE should continue to build Jey Uso as a prominent single star while finding ways to integrate him into the Bloodline's narrative without undermining his individual accomplishments. By doing so, they can maximize his potential and keep him as one of the top performers in the company.